My parents kicked me out to steal my renovated suite. They didn't know I packed the walls with me. I was standing on the top rung of the ladder, sweat stinging my eyes, as the final screw dropped from the heavy brass chandelier into my palm. My mother was due home in exactly 45 minutes, expecting to walk into the luxury suite she had bullied me out of. Instead, she was going to walk into a dark, hollow shell that smelled like drywall dust and petty revenge. To understand why I spent my entire Sunday dismantling a room down to the studs, you have to understand the arrangement. I'm 25. I make good money as a junior architect. But 3 years ago, when the housing market went absolutely nuclear, my parents made me an offer. They had a master suite in the basement, and I use that term loosely. It was a dungeon. Concrete floors, a flickering fluorescent tube light that buzzed like a dying fly, and a bathroom that hadn't been updated since the Carter administration. We'll charge you $1,200 a month, my dad had said, leaning back in his recliner with a gracious smile, like he was doing me a massive favor. Market rate is $2,000. You save money, we get help with a mortgage. Win-win. I took the deal, but I have standards. I couldn't live in a dungeon. So, I made a verbal agreement with them. I would pay the rent, but I was allowed to renovate the space at my own expense. Whatever I put in, I could enjoy. Over the last 36 months, I poured every spare dollar and every ounce of sweat equity into that basement. I didn't just paint the walls. I installed dimmable Lutron smart switches. I ripped out the carpet and laid down luxury vinyl plank flooring that looked like gray oak. I replaced the hollow core door with a solid wood slab for soundproofing. The bathroom was my masterpiece. I spent 3 weekends watching YouTube tutorials to figure out how to swap the plumbing. I installed a rainfall shower head with a detachable wand, a backlit vanity mirror, and a Toto bidet toilet seat that cost more than my first car. By last month, it wasn't a basement anymore. It was a sanctuary. It was a 5-star hotel room. My mom loved showing it off to her friends. I'd hear them downstairs, their heels clicking on my new floors. Oh, look what she's done with the place, Mom would coo. It really adds value to the house, doesn't it? I should have seen the red flags then. I should have noticed the way she ran her hand over the quartz countertop I had installed over the kitchenette bar. She wasn't looking at it like a proud parent. She was looking at it like a landlord eyeing a rent hike. The ambush happened last Tuesday at 7 p.m. I had just come home from work, exhausted. I walked into the kitchen to grab a water, and they were sitting at the table. No TV, no dinner, just the look. Chloe, have a seat, Dad said, gesturing to the chair opposite them. My stomach dropped. What's wrong? Is it Grandma? No, nothing like that, Mom said, smiling. It was a tight, plastic smile that didn't reach her eyes. We've just been doing some thinking. You're 25 now. You've been down there for 3 years. And, I asked, gripping my water bottle, and we think it's time for you to spread your wings, Dad said. We want our space back. We want to have the house to ourselves again. We're thinking of repurposing the basement. Repurposing? I narrowed my eyes. Into what? Storage? Well, Mom giggled, a nervous, high-pitched sound. Your Aunt Linda is coming to stay for a few months next spring, and we were thinking maybe we could list it on Airbnb on the weekends. It's such a lovely space now. It seems a shame to waste it. The heat hit me instantly. It started in my chest and radiated up to my ears. They didn't want space. They wanted the product. They wanted the rainfall shower and the smart lights and the luxury flooring. They saw the finished renovation, realized I had increased their property value by 20 grand, and decided it was time to cash in. You want me to move out so you can Airbnb my room? I whispered. It's our house, Chloe, Dad snapped, his tone shifting from gentle parent to landlord instantly. And we're giving you notice. We need you out by Monday. The photographer is coming on Tuesday. Monday? I stood up. That's 6 days. My lease. We don't have a lease, Mom interrupted, her voice sharp. It's a month-to-month family arrangement. Monday, Chloe, we're doing this for your own good. You need to be independent. I looked at them, really looked at them. They weren't kicking me out for my benefit. They were greedy. They saw the dollar signs. They wanted to rent out the luxury suite I had built on my dime, and they wanted me gone before I could wear it out any further. Fine, I said. My voice was eerily calm. Monday, January 12th. I'll be gone. Great, Mom beamed, clapping her hands. Leave the keys on the counter, and please, honey, hire a cleaner. We want it sparkling for the pictures. I walked downstairs. I sat on my expensive beanbag chair, staring at the 65-inch 4K OLED TV mounted flush against the wall. I looked at the Nest thermostat glowing softly in the dark. They wanted the room? They could have the room. You might think I just packed my clothes, cried into a pillow, and left them a beautiful rental unit. You'd be wrong. What I did next wasn't just moving out. It was a surgical deconstruction of their expectations. I'm about to show you exactly what happens when you try to con a contractor's daughter out of her hard work. They wanted the space? They're going to get the space. Click here to watch full video.